Good morning, students. Welcome in video lecture of electronic devices and circuits. We are discussing unit number 2, MOSFET and its DC analysis. Under this unit, we are discussing in previous lecture we discussed the topic as common MOSFET configuration, and under that we are discussed the current sink, current source, current mirror. These points we are discussed one. In that we discussed the how the MOSFET can be implemented as the current sink in electronic circuits, as well as we discussed that how the MOSFET it is working as the current source, and as well as we discussed the how the current that MOSFET it is working as the current mirror. That thing we have discussed one, and related to that we are summarizing some sort of the equations which are giving the exactly the current relation in that circuit. And also we discussed by using the VI characteristics of that particular MOSFET operation. Before discussing that current sink, source and mirror, one more lecture we are discussed related to the MOSFET which is working as the diode and active resistor. Why I am saying this thing? Because in today's lecture I am considering that particular point, or you can say that by considering the reference of that point we are discussing today's one, because the MOSFET which is working as the diode, that concept it is came under this particular today's topic. So guys, I here today I want to inform you that, or I want to suggest you that just to memorize that how the MOSFET it is working as the diode. That thing just memorize, because that concept we are again considered in the today's topic. Now, our today's topic is under this particular main heading as common MOSFET configuration is that constant current source biasing. That means how the MOSFET it is working as the constant current source biasing in electronic circuits or in electronics applications or in electronics design, how it is implemented one. That we are going to discuss. Now, directly we are going to discuss the constant current source biasing. Before that, that means I want to discuss today first point as the constant current source. What exactly mean by constant current source? How it is working and how it is considered in a electronic system design. So here it is said that the electronics component it can be used as the constant current source. So here it is said that active constant current source are often used in a electronic circuit design. So some components or that some constant current circuits can be used, can be made using a very few electronics components, but other providing better performance which may use more components, right? So here whatever the electronic circuit design we are implemented with, it is using some you can say that constant current sources, and these circuits can be made by using some few electronics components, rather than again more you want to better performance, then more devices you can also use one. So the whatever the simplest constant current source is there, it uses simple component, electronic component, and that is the resistor, right? That is the resistor. Apart from this resistor or this particular simple constant current, some additional or you can say the good constant current source are also developed one, and that uses the transistors. That uses the transistor. Although they are using the some sort of the FETs, MOSFETs, and where some applications are there, applicable devices are there, they are using that particular vacuum tubes or any other, you can see that walls are also used one. Now, here it is said that it is possible to make an active constant current source using a single transistor and by using some sort of the couple of resistor. That means by using a single component and couple of resistors, you can develop the simple active constant current source. If you want to make good active constant current source, then you can use the more comprehensive design, and which is also use some additional electronic components. So by using this thing, you can develop the constant current source. Now in today's slide, I shown the symbol of constant current source. See here, here it is simplified current source. It is shown here. Another one is the controlled current source. It is giving that particular symbol. So these both here, this is a simplified current source and this is the controlled current source which is using this particular symbol. These symbols are shown in today's this particular, that means in this particular today's lecture and this particular today's this particular slide. Now, what exactly mean by this particular constant current source? How it is considered one, how it is implemented one, and what exactly it is doing one, that we are going to discuss now. See here, the constant current source is an element of a element. It is an element or a block within a circuit whose function is to provide the current. See here, remember that the constant current source is an element or it is one type of a block in that particular circuit whose function is only provide the current. That means the main focus being here it is that it should provide only the current rather than voltage in that particular circuitry. There is no consideration of the voltage here. Here only focus on that particular current. That means constant current source, it is only focusing on that particular current, which is function of providing a current only. Right? Remember that thing. Now, the more useful atom in the terms of a provision of a current is what is called as a constant current source is the entity which provides the specified level of current regardless of the impedance of that load into which it is driving the current. Right? See here. Exactly why it is called as a constant current source is that the entity which provides the specified level of a current, right? What is exactly mean by constant current source here? The entity which is provides the specified level of a current regardless of the impedance of the load into which it is driving the current. That means whatever the current it is flowing in that particular circuitry which is having the that impedance, regardless of that impedance, it is providing the specified level of a current. That thing is nothing but it is the constant current source. Right? Now, the theoretical constant current source will be able to provide the constant current totally regardless of the impedance. Okay, it is not depending on that particular impedance. It is totally theoretical concept. It is totally regardless of that particular impedance, and that's why it is called as the constant current source. But sometimes what happens here, maybe some due to the high impedance level, the problem may be occur in a open circuits, and which it can encounters the some sort of the problem because of the high voltage which might be required the to reach the current levels requirement. See here what I want to say here. Though we are considering the theoretical concept of the constant current source as it is working regardless of that particular impedance, right? It is giving the constant specified level of the current regardless of that particular impedance. But some circuitry which is having the high impedance, very high impedance level, or you can say that that open circuits are considered one which encounter due to the very high voltage might be required to reach that particular current level. It is some sort of the gives a problem, right? So that you have to remember. Even though we are considering that circuit which is giving the constant current, but due to the, you can say that high impedance, very high impedance or open circuits problems, might be it occurs some problem in that particular circuitry by giving that constant current regardless of that particular impedance. So this is all about the what exactly the constant current source is there. In constant current source, it is providing the some sort of the specified level of the current. Remember that thing, regardless of the impedance. Okay. Now we are going to see how the this particular MOSFET it is acting as the constant current source biasing. See, biasing is the important thing because by considering that biasing, we are again providing, we are generating the, you can say that ID current. Why I am saying generating ID current? If you are remember that particular amplifier or common source amplifier or that particular operation of that MOSFET, that whenever we are applying the gate, positive gate voltage to that particular NE MOSFET, then the inversion layer it is generated one, and once the inversion layer it is generated, then that particular ID current it is flowing through the drain towards the source. So remember that thing, it is important one, right? So biasing it is important one, and by considering that biasing concept and the operation of that particular MOSFET as the diode, here the constant current source biasing it is explained here. Now the MOSFET can be biased using the constant current source as the IQ here the current which is flowing through that particular circuitry. The advantage of this circuit is that the drain current is independent of the transistor parameter. See, before the in previous slide I showed said that the whatever the high resistor or high impedance is there, regardless of that impedance, that constant current source it is providing the specified level of the current. Here that point it is considered one. See this IQ, it is having the that particular advantage there for this particular MOSFET. The drain current it is independent of the transistor parameters. Now the constant current source can be implemented by using the MOSFET as shown in the figure. See here, the figure shows the structure of constant current source with the biasing. Now here see, I already said that here the diode, MOSFET it is acting as the diode, that it is considered one, right? This is one, this is the another one, right? And then biasing it is provided to this particular transistor by using this MOSFET, not rather than transistor, it is a MOSFET, so like this. Right, now in this figure, the M2, M3 and M4, they are considering the constant current source here. Right, now, and to activate this M2 here, the M1 it is considered one. Right, by using the RD resistor, by considering this particular plus, V plus is equal to 5 volt, and here the source it is connected with the V minus is equal to minus 5 volt. See why I am saying V minus and why I am saying V plus, because in equation we are considering this particular V minus for that particular calculation for the equation, some sort of the deriving the equations. So remember this particular why it is V minus it is considered and V plus, right? And remember these all the parameters, because in next slide I am not shown this particular figure. So understand this particular thing. So here iron appearance it is flowing through this M3 and M4, and IQ, this particular constant current it is flowing from the M2 MOSFET by considering the M1 MOSFET, right? This VDS it is nothing but VDS2 for this particular M2, right? So here VGS is also considered for this M3, VGS and VGS 3 is also considered for these two. So these are the M3, M4, these are the, you can see that M2, M3, M4, these are the MOSFETs are considered here, right? Now, okay, we will see exactly operation of this particular thing. Now, see, as I said that transistor or MOSFET M3, M2, M3 and M4 from the circuit are considered are the current source. They are working as the current source. Now transistor M3 and M4 are each connected in the form of the diode type configuration. Right? I already said that. Remember that particular diode working of the MOSFET as the diode. And they establish the reference current I reference. I will go back here once again. See here, M3, M4, they are acting as the MOSFET in the diode type, right? And they are providing the I reference current. This is the I current, I reference current, which is flowing through the M3 and M4. Now, these diode type connections implies that the MOSFETs is always biased in the saturation region. Okay, as the function of that particular thing. Now, transistor M3 and M4 are therefore biased in a saturation region, and M2 is assumed to be biased in the saturation region. Right? See here, M2 how it is considered that particular thing. Right? M2 is also biased in a saturation region by considering this diode concept, because this reference and this current and all that whatever the voltages are there, they are providing this particular biased thing. See, as the M3 and M4 are biasing with this particular in the saturation region, that concept is also considered as they are working as the bias region. That is also driving this particular M2, because they are also providing this particular gate voltage to the M2, and due to that this M2 is also working in the saturation region, and due to this particular M1, right, this IQ it is, right, this IQ it is also flowing in that particular that means IQ it is flowing in this particular M2. Right? Now the resulting gate to source voltage on M3 applied to M2, right? Resulting gate to source voltage on M3 is applied to M2, right? That whatever the M3 and M4 they are applied with this particular thing, they are deriving this particular voltage, or they are driving this particular gate voltage to the M2. And due to that M2 it's getting saturation region, this particular current it is IQ, it is flowing through that region. Already I reference it is also flowing through the that M3 and M4, due to that M3 and M4. But due to the M3 and M4 that already they are in a saturation region, and due to that M2 it is also derived in the saturation region, and once it is establishing that particular in saturation region, that means that particular bias current which is establishes there, it derives that particular IQ. It is I current, drain current, it is flowing through that particular circuit. Getting my point? So by using this particular concept, since the reference current M3 and M4 I reference, it is same, right? So write this equation like this. VGS, that means Kn3 into bracket VGS3 minus VTN, that means the threshold voltage bracket square. That means for both M3 and M4 we are getting this particular thing, right? And also we know that VGS4 plus VGS3 they are having the negative voltage. See, I already suggested you to that you remember this thing. This is nothing but whatever we are applying the negative voltage to the source terminals. So that is nothing but whatever the drop we are considering in between two transistors, it is nothing but this particular thing, because that is the gate to source voltage. By considering these two equations, right, we are getting the part as part 1. We are considering that particular thing. They are giving that particular thing as the VGS3 is equal to this particular equation, which giving this particular VGS3 as like this, and as is equal to VGS2, because this VGS3 conducting the M2 of that particular transistor, so that it is also getting the in saturation region we are getting the IQ current, right? How it is getting? Because VGS3 is equal to VGS2, right? This part 1 from this above equation, right? By considering these two equations and 2, By solving, substituting all this particular thing, we are getting that particular equation as a part one, semiconductor devices and basic application. From that particular thing, we are getting as this VGS3 is equal to this equation. That means it is divided by this particular thing by considering the additional things or that voltages and the additional parameter. And as we know that VGS3 is equal to VGS2, they are same because they are driving the that particular M2 MOSFET. So by considering that, we are getting the equation for the IQ as Kn2 is equal to VGS3 minus VTN bracket square. So IQ current, it is considered for that particular thing. Right. So here VGS, it is important because that diode MOSFET M3 and M4, they are deriving the, or they are driving the, you can say that they are providing the gate source voltage or biasing voltage to the M2, and due to the drop across this that particular VGS, that means in the gate to source voltage at the M3, we are getting the same voltage to the that drop across the VGS2, that means gate to source voltage 2. So from this we are getting the exactly IQ current, we are current which is flowing through the M2 transistor, M2 MOSFET, as the IQ is equal to this equation, right? So this is the constant current which is flowing that particular circuitry. So that particular M2, or you can say that M3 and M4, due to that you are getting the constant current at the M2 transistor, right? M2 MOSFET. So with the help of the I reference, you are getting the IQ in the M2 transistor. So the entire circuitry, it is acting as the constant current source with the bias. I am saying that bias because M3 and M4, they are that M2 MOSFET. Getting my point? Remember all these things, understand this particular thing, and be in touch. If you are having any query related to this thing, you can ask me anytime. So this is the all about the constant current source biasing in the MOSFET. Got this thing? So thank you guys, and stay safe, and thank you once again.